Good afternoon. My name is Tom Reynolds. I'm the Dean of the Graduate School, and it is my very great pleasure to welcome you to the 2022 Summer New Graduate Student Orientation Session. We're pleased that you can join us today, and we hope that you will find the next hour or so very useful to give you a head start on your graduate program of study. We've got a pretty full agenda, so I'm not going to take much time here, but I did want to spend a little bit of time talking to you about the role of graduate students in graduate education at UNC Charlotte. Universities can be known by a variety of factors. Some schools make a name for themselves as undergraduate institutions, focusing on liberal arts. Davidson College is a great example of one of those institutions. Other institutions may focus on professional degree programs. High Point University, again, has a great reputation for that. As you know, UNC Charlotte is designated as North Carolina's Urban Research University. Okay, what does that mean? Obviously, at this university, we do conduct research, scholarship, and other creative activity. But those activities are tied to the educational mission of the university through graduate education. Graduate education and graduate students are the engine that make this university run. And as such, we are so delighted that you chose to continue your higher education here at UNC Charlotte. Without you, we couldn't do what we're doing. And so we're pleased to have you here. And so it is our very best, in our best interest, to make sure you get a successful start in your academic career. Again, we will have a fairly detailed agenda for you. There'll be a lot of information, but I want to point out that this orientation is not going to be like a vaccination. You're not going to know everything you need to know as you go forward through your academic career. But we do hope you will take away information about where you can find answers and what to do if you're having problems or if you need other resources to help you along the way. So with that, I wish you the very best in your career, and I invite you to, I would invite you to come and visit us in Cato Hall, but we're moving out on June 1st. So, but you can certainly, and you'll hear more about this, go and attend and take look at the new Center for Graduate Life and Learning. And with that, it's my pleasure to turn it over to Dr. Jill Huerta, who is the Executive Director of the Graduate Center for Life and Learning. Jill.
Thank you, Dean Reynolds. Welcome, incoming graduate students. It's so great to have you here with us. As Dean Reynolds said, I'm Jill Huerta. I'm Executive Director of the Center for Graduate Life and Learning. And we mainly want to spend today answering questions that you might have. So I would invite you to begin chatting any questions that you want the answers to into the chat while we're doing these introductory talks. Besides that, I have basically 3 points that I want to make for you today. The first one is, we would like you to sign up and attend our ice cream social, which will be held next week, May 25th, from 3 to 4:30 in the pavilion. And even if you think you already signed up, please take a minute and sign up again, because there was a little bit of confusion with registration links. We apologize for that, but please sign up one more time so we know you're coming and we get enough ice cream. There will be make your own ice cream sundaes. There will be giveaways. There will be all kinds of partners across campus there distributing information and giveaways. So it'll be a good time. Sign up and attend that. The second point I want to make is that you should sit back right now and think about this as a special moment. This very session today is the very beginning of your graduate student journey. This is the start of graduate school for you. And it's not an easy moment to get to. it took a lot for you to get to where you are now. And I want to demonstrate that. So do me a favor and help me demonstrate this. If you are someone who had to move in order to begin your graduate studies, put in the chat where you moved from. Just chat it right in. Atlanta, Greenville, South Carolina, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Nigeria again, California, Boone, India, Concord, North Carolina, not too far, Pakistan. Amazing. We have people from all over the world and people from Charlotte getting together to start your graduate education. Chattanooga, Tennessee. Do another one for me. If you are a parent or a step parent or a caretaker of your parents or someone else, chat that in there for me. Tell me, how many kids do you have, or who do you take care of? Raising a 13-year-old. I think I saw twins flash by, which is probably appropriate. That's probably how you feel too. 2 teenage sons, 2 boys, 3 kids. Wow, 14, 9, and 7. That's a lot of driving. I've been there. I'm a mother of 4 myself. So lots of other obligations in this group of people. And do one more for me. If you work outside of going to school, if you're going to be sort of a part-time student who works full-time, a cat, I like that. Let me know, what company do you work for, or what do you do in your job? Teacher, law. Wow. Office coordinator. These are going so quickly, it's hard for me to write them or read them. Childcare specialist, business consultant. So thank you for helping me to illustrate that. And the point I'm trying to make is, it took a lot to get to where you are right now. You had to figure out how to move to a new place, in many cases, a new country. You had to juggle the obligations of parenthood and full-time employment in many cases. You had to succeed as undergraduates. You had to figure out how to apply to graduate school and which ones to apply to and which one to attend. And you all did great at that one. Let me tell you, that was a great decision. You had to figure out the financing and your schedules. So it took a lot just to get to where you are now, to the start. And I want you to remember this. I want you to celebrate this moment. And I want you to remember this feeling of success for having figured all that out. And I want you to carry that with you, because for those of you who might be wondering right now, did admissions make a mistake in admitting me? Is this too much for me? Can I really manage it? I want you to remember how much you've done already, how much you've figured out. And I want you to use that same confidence in your ability and creativity and scrappiness, right, to come up with solutions. And I want you to use that to get through any other challenge you might face as a graduate student. So remember this moment of success and draw on it, and get resilience from it as you move forward in your graduate degree. And by the way, the feeling that admissions made a mistake in admitting you, that's called impostor syndrome. It's very common among graduate students. Almost everyone feels it. And no, we didn't make a mistake. We have really good admissions people who know what they're doing. So that's point number 1. Point number 2 is, you don't have to do this alone. There is a huge collection of resources and support available to you at UNC Charlotte. And I know Dr. Hall-Hertel is going to talk about a number of them, but my personal favorite is the Center for Graduate Life and Learning. We we are a department that oversees professional development and wellness and community building for all the graduate students across all the departments on campus. We support you with, in fact, I really don't even have time to go into all the programming we offer, but it's everything from career exploration, how to write a good resume and cover letter, how to network, how to do all those job search and internship search skills that you're going to need, to how to be an effective academic writer, how to brush up on your teaching skills. We have science communication training, a whole variety of professional development. We have social events, which, you know, are very important to take part in. So the best thing to do is to read Grad Student Weekly, which will come to your inbox every Monday morning, beginning this week. Look at what we're offering that week, register for it, put it on your calendar, and make a commitment to attend. It's not only good for you and fun, but research shows that if you partake in activities outside of your discipline, you will be more satisfied with your graduate school experience. You'll be more well mentally. It's good for your mental health, and you'll produce better outcomes like more publishing and quicker time to graduation. So don't just do it because you want to do it and it's fun. Do it because it's good for your success. So in conclusion, I want to make sure you know that there is always a place you can go with any question, with any concern, with any problem you're having. You can always come to the Center for Graduate Life and Learning. We are in our new location at 149 Atkins. And if we can't answer your question or help you with your problem, we will send you to someone who can, and we'll follow up with you and make sure your problem is solved. So you never need to feel like you're doing this alone. Please make the most of the investment you've made in yourself and attend events through the CGLL, beginning with the ice cream social next week. So more importantly, keep learning and growing all through your graduate career. And with that, I want to introduce you to our Associate Dean, who's going to speak with you about other resources, Dr. Catherine Hall-Hertel.
Thanks, Jill. Hi, everyone. I'm Catherine Hall-Hertel. I'm an Associate Dean in our graduate school. And I want to add my congratulations. You're graduate students. You made it. But that also means that you've been undergraduates as well. So you have some idea of what this journey is going to look like, right? You understand how the university works and kind of what's expected of you, right? So you're coming in with this background knowledge. I want to spend a few minutes talking with you about some things that are different for graduate students, some different expectations, just so you're aware of this. The first thing I want to talk about is how faculty expect you to be an autonomous learner. So what do I mean by that? Well, think about as an undergrad, you probably had classes with very detailed assignments and deadlines and syllabi. You knew exactly what was needed. You might have even had a study guide for an exam. That's not generally the way graduate school works. Graduate school is as much about you learning from each other and from the faculty member and sharing knowledge as it is them just giving you knowledge, right? So they expect that you're going to be able to ask good questions, that you're going to do additional research if you're struggling with a concept, that you're going to get what you need in order to make sure that you're making progress and you understand the concepts. Now, along with that, we generally have higher expectations of grad students, right? We expect that most of you know how to write already. You understand how to write in an academic voice. You should understand what academic integrity is, right? You understand cheating and plagiarism and collaboration. If you don't understand those things as well as you think you should, well, we have resources for you. And we're going to, I think, there you go, they're in the chat. So both the library, the CGLL, and the Dean of Students Office all have resources for you on academic integrity. So again, as an autonomous learner, if you know you don't know as much as you want, you need to go out and figure that out because faculty expect that you do know that. Another example, the graduate grading scale is different than it is for undergrads. In grad school, you have A, B, C, and U for unsatisfactory. And honestly, we expect that grad students are going to get A's and B's. A C grade is okay every now and then, but 3 C grades will result in suspension. And sometimes in some programs, fewer than 3. So you really need to strive for A's and B's in graduate school, and that's the expectation, right? So I'm not trying to scare you with all these high expectations. At the same time, while we expect more of grad students, as Dr. Huerta said, we have lots of resources to support you. So let me start with a few of these, and here's where you may want to take some notes. In Atkins Library, we have subject librarians, and these are folks who are experts in different domains. They can help you really dig into your research and find better sources. They can help you with citations. There's a variety of ways they can be helpful. So I would encourage you to reach out and meet your subject librarian sooner rather than later, because they're very, very helpful. Don't wait till you're trying to write your thesis or dissertation. Dr. Huerta already mentioned the CGLL. The Center for Graduate Life and Learning is pretty unique. Most schools don't have something like this. So we hope that you'll take advantage of the professional development, the writing support, and all the other community building that they offer. Now, I think all graduate students struggle with time management and stress. You might hear about that from some of our panelists. So one of the resources to help you manage time, manage stress, is our Counseling and Psychological Services Office, which we call CAPS. CAPS runs group sessions. So you might be in sessions with other graduate students, for example, and share really good ideas about how to de-stress or how to balance your family and your work and your school obligations. It's a good way to help yourself remember that you're not alone on this journey. Now, sometimes, even with the best laid plans, you run into problems. Life happens. And if you experience a crisis, maybe a medical crisis or something else that sidelines you from school, I encourage you to reach out to the Student Assistant Office. We call it SAS, and SAS can advocate for you with faculty. They can help you look at what your options are and perhaps even, take a leave of absence if that's needed, or an incomplete in a class. So they can be very useful. Like most universities, we also have a Title IX office. Now, I'm sure many of you know that Title IX is a federal law, right, that ensures equal access in education. But in a higher ed context, Title IX is also about educating, preventing, and responding to sexual harassment or assault. So we hope that none of you will ever need to talk to Title IX while you're here. But if you should have some sort of incident and you need their support, they have case managers, they're very supportive and very confidential. Now, speaking of confidential sources, we have a graduate student ombudsman, Dr. Bruce Taylor. He's a full faculty member in the College of Education, but he so enjoys helping and working with graduate students that he serves as our ombuds. He can provide you guidance and support to kind of navigate different issues, whether it's something with your advisor or maybe a financial aid issue, whatever it is. He can try to help you, and he is largely confidential. As long as you are not a threat to yourself or others, he can be confidential. So I would encourage you to reach out to Bruce, and he's very responsive. Okay, so those are just a bunch of different resources that I think are really important and useful for grad students. There are so many more, and you'll hear about more in just a minute from our student panel. For now, I just want you to remember that our goal is for you to be successful. We want you to thrive in graduate school. And so we'll do whatever we can to be supportive and to help you and to guide you away from pitfalls if we can. But regardless of your program or your college, you are all graduate students. And we're here for you at orientation, and we look forward to celebrating with you at graduation. And with that, I'd like to introduce Dr. Aura Young, who will moderate the student panel. Aura?
Thank you, Catherine. So yeah, I'm Dr. Aura Young. I'm the Assistant Director of the Center for Graduate Life and Learning. You've probably already received emails from me, such as the ones with the incorrect link to the ice cream social. But anyway, I'm here today with our group of graduate life fellows for the 2022-2023 academic year. So there are our brand new grad life fellows that we just chose after a very difficult and lengthy process. And so they're here to answer all of your questions and calm your fears about graduate school if you have any fears. And we also have the graduate student, GPSG, graduate and professional student. I get it wrong every time. Anyway, the president of that is going to be here. He'll introduce himself and talk to you. So I'm just going to go around to all the grad life fellows and let them introduce themselves. And y'all just chat in your questions, because we want to hear all the questions, even if you think it's a dumb question. Probably lots of other people have the same question, so don't be shy. Let's go with McKenna. You look like you're first on my grid.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Mckenna Cunningham. I'm a full-time MBA student, and I'm a part-time teaching assistant for the university. And then I'll also be a graduate life fellow. So if you have like any specific questions or advice that you want about the business program, or just about, being a full-time student and working part-time, I'd be happy to share. I have completed 1 year of graduate school, and I honestly love it. I have enjoyed it. I left undergrad, but I feel like I have a lot more flexibility, like with my time. And obviously, like the other panelists can speak on that as well, but I'm really excited that we're all here to talk to y'all. And like Aura said, please let us know if you have any questions.
Thanks, McKenna. Cherie?
Hey everyone, I'm Cherie Harper, and I am currently going into my 3rd year as a PhD student in counselor education and supervision. So shout out to College Vet, all the educators, I saw you out there. So I have background, I came from CMS, also from Harris County. So I have background as a school counselor, clinical counselor, and college counselor as well. So all the wonderful things. And I also completed my master's degree in school counseling here at UNCC, and a graduate certificate. So I've been around for quite some time. So definitely have some experience, and please feel free to reach out if you have any questions, concerns, anything that just pops up. Happy to help in any way. So looking forward to meeting you all. Thank you.
Thanks, Cherie. Maruch, you want to go next?
And as usual, you would think that after so long Zoom, you would know how to unmute yourself, but never mind. Hi, everyone. My name is Maros. I'm a grad student at Communication Studies Department. I'm about to start my 2nd year. I'm happy to be joining this amazing group, as Dina said, the handsome group of GLS this term. I'm also the president of 2 graduate societies. Both of them are associated with communications engineering, and also we are just working on this new society for STEM development of girls. So if you have any questions regarding communication studies or anything regarding grad school, be open to writing all the questions. And as Dr. Huerta mentioned, CGLL can be an amazing place for you to come and make yourself feel welcome. And unlike most offices, not just coffee, we also have tea. So just come over and hang with us. We're looking forward to see you all at the Ice Cream Social.
Thank you. Claire?
Hi, everyone. My name's Claire. I am just finished my first year in the MHA program, so Master of Health Administration. I work full time and go to school part time, so I do 3 classes a semester approximately. I'm also the incoming president of CHESO, which is our health administrator official student group. So if anyone here is interested in that, please reach out and we can certainly get you involved. But yeah, we're super excited to have you. I think we're all really happy that things are starting to come back on campus and we can all see each other in person. So we look forward to seeing you all. And if you ever need anything, please reach out to me.
Thanks, Claire. Janatul?
Hello, everyone. My name is Janatul Firdaus Moon. I am doing my PhD in bioinformatics and genomics department. I'm a 4th-year PhD student, and I did my undergrad in biotechnology in Bangladesh. I wanted to congratulate all of you and welcome to UNC Charlotte. I had an amazing experience here so far, so I believe we will have a wonderful experience ahead as well. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact any of us and shoot any questions. We will be glad to help you. Thank you.
Hamide?
Hi everyone, my name is Delceni. I'm in 3rd year PhD student. My major is INES and my background is architecture. So excited to be here and welcome to UNC Charlotte. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat box, or I'm going to put my email if you wanted to reach out later.
Thank you. And last but not least, we have Sammy.
Hey, my name is Simon Muhammad Sami. So I'm the GPSG president this year. That is the upcoming year. The GPSG is actually the graduate student body, so the professional body. So if you have any concerns anywhere, you can just reach out to me. Just shoot me an email. And like I said, what happened? Laura? Okay. So last year, since the last year, I've been working with CGLL for a year now. And so I have a little bit of experience here too. So if you have any question anywhere, just reach out to me. And we're going to continue doing the tennis Tuesdays or Wednesdays, whatever it is. So if you like to play tennis, that is also where you can contact me. And yeah, like all the CLFs with everybody, it's going to be amazing next year.
Thank you. And I'm so sorry, I forgot Mike. I have no idea how I did that. And poor Mike is joining us from the airport right now, even because his flight got canceled. So Mike, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, hello everybody. My name is Mike Udwebo. I'm a 3rd-year student at the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering. I'm also the outgoing president of the GPSG. Like everyone has said, it's very nice having you guys on board, joining us, graduate students. Please feel free to ask questions, to reach out to any one of us, and we'll do well to answer your questions as best as we can. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, guys, so there have been a few questions in the chat already that have been quickly answered. So keep them coming. And then I guess really to kick our conversation off, I just wanted to ask you GLFs, what's something you wish you knew when you started grad school? Like maybe there's some nugget of information that you figured out down the road that you were like, gosh, why didn't I know that to start out with? What is something that everybody needs to know?
I can go first. There's something that I figured out today after a whole year of being a grad student, which was funny. So once you are here, you'd be, of course, technical information is one of the most important skills to have while you are on campus. So once you borrow your laptop or anything, any technology from the campus or anything like that, or you are here using your technology and accessing Wi-Fi, it gives you an ability to connect to either the line or guest, or it connects you to another network. That network has username and password, which most people think they don't have. It is actually your ID and password. that you can put in and connect to the university's higher strength Wi-Fi. So you don't have to go onto Niner Wi-Fi gas. You can connect to Eurodrum, which is a higher strength Wi-Fi connection, which gives you.
Speaking of Wi-Fi connection, it seems like Maruk is frozen. Oh, Maruk, you froze. Are you back?
Wow, that's amazing for someone who was just talking about strong Wi-Fi. Isn't that amazing? The irony of the situation. But yes, I would say that all of the people who are here should go to Atkins and explore the technology and the possibilities that Atkins offer, which would make things easier for you, which I think took me a while to understand.
Yeah, thank you, Maruk. I actually just learned recently, you can even go to Atkins Library and check out a GoPro. Like they have so many different things you can check out. If you come to campus and you have, for some reason, forgot your laptop, or you can also check out like a hotspot, a mobile hotspot. They have all kinds of resources. So go to the website and take a look. So then I saw Mike was next, then Hamideh, then Moon.
All right, thank you. I think from the chat, a lot of people have commented about imposter syndrome. I think one of the things I would say, I wish I had known is, everybody is going to be an imposter at one point or the other. Why? Because you have to build up on knowledge that is currently available and then either innovate or radically change, people's concept or perspective concerning it. So don't feel like you're odd if you do have imposter syndrome. You should kind of own it, all right? Because you have to more or less build up on existing knowledge, all right? So don't feel out of place. Don't feel like you are not like what, just like Dr. Jill has mentioned, you are qualified. The admissions team has looked through a lot of things, to get you to this point. So own it and, and move forward. That's what I'm really going to say. Yeah.
Thanks, Mike. I just wanted to add something really quick. So time management, it was really hard for me at the beginning. So there you can install, a lot of you might already know it, but I wish someone told this to me at the start of my journey. You can install Canvas app on your mobile or cell phone, and then you get notifications of assignments and like announcement, everything. So you can track them while you're not on your computer. And yeah, I guess that was all.
I wanted to add my answer to Dr. Young's question that what would be helpful for me when I first attended UNC Charlotte. I didn't know that we could apply to so many graduate school scholarships. So that would be very helpful for me if I knew that earlier. I can leave the links for the scholarship in the chat box. So if anyone wants to apply, they can just look around and see if their profile fits for the scholarships.
Cherie, I think you had your hand up too.
Thank you. So I had a few points because I'm always loving to give, love to give the information. So one would be when I came into my master's program here at UNCC, I wish I would have known and taken advantage of the free resources and the events. So such as this ice cream event that's coming up next week. I hope to see all you all at. But yeah, so just taking advantage of those things, because those are opportunities to be able to get to know other people, get to connect with others, and have an opportunity to really get a feel for campus and all the wonderful things that UNCC has to offer. And also, if you have the time, join a student organization. I just joined Niner, First Gen Niners is for first generation college students, which has been awesome just to have and to be able to connect. And there's different levels of individuals, so all across the board. And I would also say, and I know we'll probably get into this too, but have a support circle around you. Have some people around you that are there that can help encourage you, help be there for you. Those are, yeah, that was something key that helped me to get through my master's program. And then I'm going to also re-put in the chat the portal, the onboarding, because I actually came across that again more so later on down the line, and I didn't know about it. And I was like, this is gold. This is a gold mine. So I feel like that's something to really help you to kind of get started if you have different questions and things like that. So, but yeah, that's just my couple of nuggets for now.
Thanks, Cherie. And actually, you probably didn't know about the online portal before because we just created it in 2020. Maybe that's why. But yeah, the online portal should be helpful now, and it should even be helpful down the road after you've started. And we have plans to add more information to it. So check it out. Mckenna?
Hi, so I wanted to add a little bit, kind of piggybacking off of Cherie's comment. So one thing I've learned kind of like after being in my program for a year is how important it is to not just stay like within your own college or like within your own program in terms of like networking. I think people always say like one of the biggest values of getting a graduate degree is networking. But I don't think people always realize that you can do that with people outside of your major. And I think that's really important because, I mean, like all of us graduate life fellows, we're all from different programs. And like, if you don't, like with the Center for Graduate Life and Learning, you have that opportunity, whereas, you probably wouldn't if you didn't know about it. And so like for me, most of the people I knew were from the Bell College, but now I'm meeting a lot of people from other programs. And I feel like it's, opening my eyes, exposing me to different opportunities and really just, being able to make friends. I mean, we all want that too. So that's something that I learned and I think would be really helpful for y'all like moving forward in your programs.
That was well put, McKenna. It's really easy to just get siloed in your own little, area of expertise and not branch out and meet other people, but it can really energize you and energize your work to network with other folks. Marouk?
Hey, I just had one quick point that if I had known when I joined, would have helped. And one of the very few things that me and other grad students together have been able to bring as a change in the university is food. Recently, the university, came along, talked to us about food equity, and we were able to bring vegan, kosher, and halal food in the university, dining areas. This is a huge achievement for us, and I'm glad that the university, the grad school, and the dean's office we were able to lobby with them and bring on board such a huge amount of food possibilities on campus. So if you are a vegan, if you are a Muslim student looking for halal food, or if you're looking for kosher food, we have all of those possibilities now available in the dining services. So do go out, explore. We have good chefs bringing out good food every day. Also, all the students who are looking for a place to pray, we have a very nice Peace Haven. It's a small little cute room for you to go meditate or pray. So if you are someone who are looking for a place like that, or just want to sit in the quiet for a moment, just do look for the Peace Haven office. And it's something that would give you, a possibility of the fact that you're coming to a place that is equity based and you are able to relate to more than just one possibility and look around.
Thank you, Marouk. I put the link for Peace Haven in the chat, so you guys can check that out. Cherie?
Sorry, I have one more piece. And especially with this being Mental Health Awareness Month. So, and being a counselor, I'm like, of course, like the most important part is making sure you take care of your mental health. And so whatever that may look like, whatever self-care look like for you, whatever that is. But I also encourage you to reach out and look at the CAPS, website. Again, there's a lot of resources there. I've taken advantage of some support groups and other resources, individual counseling. So it's a free resource. So use that freely.
Yeah, actually, you've already paid for it, so you should take advantage of it. Yeah. Mental health is important and grad school is tough. So You know, also watch our calendar because we'll be putting, you know, more sort of mental wellness sort of events will be happening throughout the semester coming up. Wait a minute, let me see here. So there was a question, about first gen students. Like I said earlier about questions, it's really important to ask questions. You know, a lot of times in grad school, you feel like, I don't want to ask this question because it's a dumb question. And then you'll go around for like the next 2 years and not know the answer to it. Like, I don't think I knew what ABD meant when I first went to grad school. And it stands for all but dissertation. And like, I didn't ask anybody because I was afraid to ask, and it took me forever to figure it out. Like, I could have just asked somebody. So if you're a first gen grad student and you think you don't know what's going on, just ask people. And I think that's my bit of helpful advice. Let me see. Somebody had their hand up. Was it Maruk again or somebody? I saw a hand up. Okay, never mind. Do we have any more like time management advice? I know that's always a big concern when folks come into grad school.
I can again talk about that. I'm sure there are people here who are with their partners, and grad students with another grad student is a combination that is a tricky and complicated one. It's an acquired taste to have. So if you are someone who's living with another grad student and trying to make things work, one advice that I would give you is scheduling. Make sure that on a Sunday, you write things down, you make sure that you have time for all of that. But most importantly, in time management, the one thing that I have learned from trial and error is that give yourself the benefit of the doubt. It's okay to be 10, 15 minutes late. So always when you're designing your schedule, leave room. Don't do 8 to 9 and 9 to 10. It's always better to leave like 9:15 to 10. Just leave time between one appointment and another, because in grad school, discussions can become long. They can come up with unforeseen questions. So always leave time between one meeting and another, because you never know how things would be like. So when you are making a schedule, leave little bubbles of time and give yourself the benefit of the doubt.
Mike?
Yeah, just to follow up with what Maruk said, one very helpful tip I've found personally that works is to, at the start of each day, kind of itemize a number of things I want to achieve by the end of the day. I try to make sure they are not more than 5. In fact, on most days, there are an average of 3 main things I want to achieve today. It doesn't mean I'm not going to do several other things, but it means at the end of the day, I want to have been able to have achieved 1, 2, 3. And as long as I'm able to achieve those 3 things, I'm happy. You know, most of the times we always want to burden our calendars, particularly because we do have these calendar apps that break things into hours, into minutes, you know, and always want to fit something in there. But your day doesn't operate that way, you know. So if you could start up your day and say, today I'm going to finish my assignment, I'm going to read this journal paper, and then I'm going to go play tennis. Those 3 major things. And then, I mean, you could do several other things, but having that holistic view of, I mean, major things you want to accomplish each day, it helps you, I mean, keep progress, you know, and you actually make progress that way. Yeah.
That's great, Mike. I'm going to start doing that. So, you know, one thing that's important in grad school is, you know, developing a relationship with a mentor, with an advisor, with your dissertation committee chair. Can any of you GLFs speak to that at all?
I can. My name's Claire again, everyone. I'm in the MHA program. And so especially for our field of study, the healthcare administration world is extremely close-knit. And we really emphasize building those relationships early on. And I'm sure this extends to many other fields as well. But really getting to know your professors, making sure that you're showing up in classes, speaking, being engaged, and going the extra mile will pay off, especially for us. We have a lot of professional organizations that we work with, and a lot of our faculty and chairs, they know a lot of people. And so it's really invaluable for you to take a proactive approach to that before classes start, as classes are going on, and then just making sure you're maintaining those good relationships, especially when it comes time to apply for grants, writing letters of recommendation, fellowships, further pursuits. You want to make sure you're getting the most out of the experience and the relationship. And so, I definitely recommend showing up and putting your best foot forward, and that will really pay off in the long run. And I know in my program, we have a mentorship program between our first and second years. I'm sure a lot of other programs have something very similar. And I strongly encourage everyone to get involved with that. At least the way our structure is set up, you get paired with a second year who's been through your shoes already, who knows exactly, things they recommend, the things that they wish they hadn't done, tips and tricks to make your experience better. And so I'm seeing a lot of other nods. So I think, this structure is set up in many of these programs to help you succeed. And sometimes it can be daunting to like cold call a professor and like, hey, I'm having trouble, da, 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 da. But when you have that personal connection with someone who's been in those shoes, it can be very helpful, and it'll make your experience better. So I certainly recommend reaching out both, in the professional world with your professors and, potentially other contacts, and then also second year or students that are a couple years ahead of you. And ask them like, hey, I'm really looking, to make the best of my experience. Do you have any recommendations? And make sure you stay in contact.
Thanks, Claire. Moon, I think you had something to contribute.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to Claire's point that in our department in bioinformatics and genomics, we also have a student study health support system, which is named as BIAS. So if you are one of like bioinformatics new grad student, you can always reach out to them and they can help you guide through which courses you can take, if you need any help with the course materials or anything at all. So just wanted to let that information out there so you can ask for help if you need to.
Do you have a link for that you can pop in the chat?
Yeah, I'm looking for that right now. If I get
cool.
one, I will just leave it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Hamide?
Yeah, so I just wanted to quickly add also another useful resource in our campus is Mentor Collective, and they're gonna pair you with another person. As Claire said, I'm not sure if this is the same thing or not, but that person went through like financial problems, connecting with peers, those kind of things, and they could manage it before, so they can be a very reliable and good resource for you if you have problems same as them. And then I always forgot my second point. If I remember it, I raise my hand.
Thank you. I frequently have that problem. Yeah, and I think everybody, the GLFs are reiterating in the chat. Your graduate program director, your GPD, they are a resource. If your program has a coordinator, that person is a really good resource. And then, of course, we are here in the CGLL. Okay, so, wait, Hamid, did you remember what you're gonna say?
I just wanted to add, do not underestimate yourself. You make a huge effort to come to grad school, and don't say, oh, I'm just a graduate student or I'm just a student. Take this opportunity as a time period that your dream job or the highest number one companies in the US send you to be trained and get ready for your dream job.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, having a mentor, it's not just graduate school, but maybe even like the rest of your life, you can benefit from having somebody to guide you. Well, what if we discussed for a couple minutes, living in Charlotte? What's it like living here? What do you guys like to do to, get off campus, blow off some steam, maybe forget your work for an hour or two. A lot of people are coming from super far away, so I'm sure they'd like recommendations. Hamide, you want to go again?
So I like that in the university there is greenways and lots of like outdoor activities you can do for running or just get some fresh air. Do a hike for 13 minutes and then re-energize and come back to work. Also, I love to go time to time in UREC Center, if I'm saying right, for doing like more intense activities. It's good to have at least 13 minutes of high intense, not that much intense, but something that rise your heart rate. Yeah.
Yeah, I put the link to UREC in the chat, and then I think Maruk and then Mckenna.
Sure, I have a very small point. One thing that helps me relax is this little small piece of heaven inside the campus that people don't know about. It's called the Macmillan Greenhouse. They have the most beautiful orchid collection that has orchids and other rare flowers from all around North Carolina inside their beautiful little greenhouse. There's a nice little waterfall inside. It's always empty. There's nobody there. Just walk in there, pick up your cup of coffee. Peach is gone, which is sad, but just pick up any coffee that you like. Go inside the greenhouse. It's open. It's free. Nobody's going to ask you anything. Take a little spot, sit down, smell those beautiful flowers, sip your coffee, and I guarantee you the moment you step out of there, you'll feel better.
That's good advice. And actually, let me mention, around Valentine's Day every year, they have an orchid sale, and UNC Charlotte affiliates get to go in and buy the orchids before the sale is open to the general public. And that is a real treat. Okay, Mckenna and then Mike.
So a few things I like to do. So especially like with summer coming around, we have a really great amusement park in Charlotte called Carowinds. Well, it's technically in Charlotte, but so if you wanted to do that, there's a Top Golf like right near University. That's always really fun. And then there's obviously a ton of food places around University area, but there's this one like area, it's called the Boardwalk. And you can like get food, and then you can like just walk around and like see the water. And then like if you're interested in like, you know, maybe like more of the night scene or like bars and things like that, people always like South End or even NODA. NODA has a lot of good food. It's very casual. So yeah, that's probably some of my places I'd recommend.
Yeah, I think Mckenna has mentioned a couple of places that are my go-to spots too. But what I'm just going to mention is the fact that we have a light rail system that comes all the way from school and takes you uptown or downtown, depending on how you want to reference it. And it's free as long as you have your 49er ID card. It's free, so you could. I remember when I first of all arrived, I used to just take the train and go uptown and then come back. There are a number of parks uptown. You have Romeo Bearden Park, you have the First Ward Park, you have the Freedom Park. I used to roam about all those places, and it was a very good way to let off steam, recharge, sit down, meet new people. Sometimes I get to the park and there's someone playing the violin, and I could just get lost in that for another 30 minutes, and then when I'm done, I'm recharged, and then I can come back, into the university. So I would encourage you to make use of the light rail. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, if I'm not mistaken, your ID card, it will get you on any of the transportation in Charlotte, right? Not just the light rail.
Yes. Yeah. Also the buses too. Yeah.
Yeah, and there are trolleys as well now, a couple of trolleys. So yeah, somebody had mentioned in the chat, like they have classes at Center City, but they live in Concord. I mean, you could drive, you could drive to one of the light rail stations. Some of them have free parking, and then you can just, ride the rest of the way down to Center City. And then you wouldn't have to pay for parking. That's, if you have a car. Okay, well, you know what, since we have Simon here and Mike as well, maybe you guys could talk about GPSG a little bit, because I don't think a lot of students know, you know, they can form their own organizations, they can get funding for that sort of thing. So please tell us about this stuff.
Technically, Mike is still the vice president. My appointment is through June 1st. So go ahead, Mike.
All right, thank you, Sari. So the GPSG is the acronym for Graduate and Professional Student Government. And basically what we do is we oversee several other graduate organizations. So you could see it more like an umbrella body for other organizations that are basically targeted towards graduate students. So what we do, we organize events. We also give out funding for travel. And we also, in terms of events, we organize 2 major events, the Graduate Student Appreciation Week, which is more like a week-long event where we get to appreciate graduate students for a very very good job done. We try to set out different events, meditation, have people come around for a lunch, you know, and several other events, you know, just to celebrate graduate students. And then the second event is the Graduate Research Symposium, which is an event that brings all research, you know, all work that is being done in the university. We realize for a lot of graduate students, what happens is that you are siloed, or you'll find yourself in a very small bubble. So that event basically brings everybody together in one place where you get to not just see research happening within your own discipline, but to see research that's happening around the whole university. Like I said, we also give out travel grants. If you want to go out for a conference, you want to go out for research and whatsoever it is. And basically, we oversee, we advocate for graduate students. I currently serve on the Graduate Council, where I get to not just represent graduate students, but also advocate for them. So I would say the GPSG is another go-to resource, particularly if you have issues that you need to be addressed and things like that. Yeah. Dr. Ora also mentioned about registering organizations. I would say yes. I mean, we also help with setting up organizations. What you could do is contact any one of us. I'm currently outgoing now, so Sammy will be the best person to contact if you want to start up an organization in the school. Currently, we just registered the LGBTQ Graduate Students Association, amongst others. I mean, so if you find out, I mean, you have a group of people who are passionate, you know, about, you know, a particular cause, or you find out in your department you do not have a graduate student body, I mean, gather guys together and, you know, reach out to us. We'll give you guys the right resources, point you in the right direction where you could, I mean, set up your graduate student organization, and then we oversee it. We have senators. We are guided also by bylaws, and yeah, I think basically that's it, except if Sammy wants to add some other things to that.
Yeah, so we're planning to do some monthly hiking or something like that. So if you're interested in that, just we're going to update our calendar next month. So we'll introduce this monthly hike, and it's going to be like more like an excursion. So it's not just a hike. So there's going to be a professional there that's going to be teaching us the team building efforts, a lot of things. So it's going to be fun. So that's just a side part, but like as Mike said, the most important things of GPSG is to help you with your professional things. Like if you want to travel somewhere, if you need some funds to travel to submit your proposal, you know, for a research poster or whatever. Yeah, and if you have any queries anytime, if you have any concerns, like if you're having problem with your professor, if you are having any problem with the department, if you're having problem navigating through different things, just reach out to us. We'll definitely hear about and try to help.
Thank you. So it is 1 minute away from the hour. So I guess we'll sadly have to wrap things up now. I want to just respect everybody's time. But thanks to everybody who came. And just to reiterate, if you had any questions that didn't get answered in the chat, or if you think of anything else, reach out. I'll go ahead and give you my email address, although I'm sure you guys all have it already. That's me. And thank you so much to all of our GLFs. Thanks also to Dean Reynolds, although he had to leave, Jill Huerta and Catherine Hall-Hertel. And to all of the new students, we wish you a really fantastic first semester. Stay in touch, check our calendar for events, and have a great rest of your week.